Hey team. So today we're going to be practicing our rectangle perm wrap sectioning, or alternatively also known as the 9-block perm wrap. I will reference either one, but they're the same thing. So you're going to need your Erica, which is going to be now uniform haircut from the course 1 practical assessments. You're going to have her wet, shampooed, saturated with water, not dripping, but saturated well enough that it is still wet to the touch. You're also going to be needing your rat tail comb, styling comb. You're going to need long perm rods, purple perm rods, and you're also going to need the short perm rods. The majority of this wrap is done with the long purple perm rods, so most of our sectioning is going to be done with this perm rod. You're going to start by combing everything back on your mannequin, and the hair has to be wet. So remember to have your spray bottle close by. On the side here, I will show a picture of it. There are 4 lines of dots. This is where you're going to be measuring right on the outer edge of those 4 lines. That is your guide. So you're going to center this into your mannequin's head. So think right in the center of the forehead. And then you're going to find your 4 dots. Then you're going to go underneath with your styling comb, and you're going to draw a line back. So you're going to make like a long rectangle section at the top. You'll stop at the top, hold the hair down, push it out of the way, and then comb the side down. You'll be doing the same thing again. So this side has to follow the parting you just created, and then you're also going to create another parting on the other side. So you'll follow one side with the parting and then also create a new line. So you're going to go find your 4 lines of dots on the other side, and then go underneath and create your parting. This is your first section of the 9-block perm wrap or rectangle perm wrap. You're going to need 9 clips to make sure everything is secure. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, make sure it's nice and clean. And then at the back of these 2 parts here, probably at the apex of the head, I'm going to just go straight across, and then I'm going to clip that hair up. So I will comb all this nicely together. Make sure my sections and my partings of my section is nice and clean. And then what I like to do is I'll twist this up, but before I clip it, I'm going to check. Does the section that I've just created fit the perm rod, the long purple perm rod, within those 4 dots? The lines of dots, 4 lines of dots. You're going to measure in the front, in the middle, make sure it fits in the middle. You can see both my partings are within my perm rod. And then I'll also check the back as well. So that looks good to me, and I'm going to clip that up. I'm going to do a side profile section of this as well. So here's our side profile, combing everything back. This is our first section of our rectangle wrap. So I've centered the long perm rod into the center of the head, moved up to the hairline, and then I'll find the 4 lines of dots on the outer edge of the perm rod. And then I'm going to go underneath, apply pressure onto the scalp with the end of the rat tail styling comb, and then I'm going to follow that back. So I'm going straight back. Then I'll stop, lift my comb up, hold the hair above, and then comb the hair down on the side. Okay. I'm going to repeat that on the other side, following my parting with the lines on the outside. Do that again on the other side. Hold the hair and comb the side down. Then I'll make my parting straight across at the apex of the head. So I'm making a little rectangle on the top of the head. I'm going to, at this time, check my partings on either side of this section. So my partings are all clean all the way around, and I'm going to check with my perm rod to measure that my perm rod fits within this whole rectangle. So measuring at the front, measuring at the middle, make sure it fits in between the lines, and then I'll measure at the back as well. And then I will nicely secure all of those little ends in and make a little bun on top of the head. I'll secure that. Okay, so now you are standing behind your mannequin. You've just completed the first rectangle on the top of the head. You'll comb everything down, and if you've lost any moisture in the hair, you should give it a little spritz of water to make sure that you're getting nice, clean, perfect sections. So you comb everything down. What you're going to do is you're working with your long perm rod, and you're going to find the dots on either side, line it up with one side of the parting, and you'll go underneath the perm rod. So you line it up with the previous section and the 4 lines of dots. And then you'll go down to about halfway the back of the head, stop, open up that parting. Comb the hair out of the way. So you're making a mohawk from the front of the hairline to the nape of the hairline. Okay, so you're just going to separate it. It should be saturated enough that the section will stay. Then you'll line up that side again with your 4 lines on the outer edge of your perm rod. You'll find the other side, line it up with your previous parting, and go down the back of the head about halfway. You will find your parting, open up the hair, and pinch that together. Make sure your section's nice and clean and even on both sides. So this center section should be even all the way from the front to the nape of the neck, right in the center of the head. Let's check this side as well. Oh, I picked up a little extra hair there. That's okay, you can just remake that line. Now, this parting is also going to be broken into another rectangle. So you're going to go straight across and then pinch the hair that you're going to put into the section and separate. So you're going to make another nice rectangle. Comb all that hair together. Make sure your partings are nice on either side and underneath. Oh, look, I got a little bit down there. Perfect. Okay, she's looking good. I'm going to measure again before I secure this hair. So I'm going to twist it all together, measure at the top of the section, make sure it fits within those 4 lines of dots at the center and at the bottom. So you can see it's kind of starting to get a little bit more tapered in the nape of the neck, because the mannequin head you need to adjust your partings to make sure that all the perm rods fit on the mannequin head. The nape of the neck here, it does taper down on Erica, which is going to be important for you to taper this section down, which is what exactly we're going to do next. I'm going to angle my mannequin, because you always want to move your mannequin, make your mannequin work for you. And then you will just draw a line straight down on either side to the nape of the neck. And finding the parting on either side. And it is going to look a little tapered. And I'll show you why exactly we want it to look like that in a second. So that's looking good. Almost in the center there. This is going to be the center of the nape of the neck, so you will want to make sure that you adjust that. Otherwise, your sections are going to be slightly uneven. Okay, now we have created a perfect rectangle section from the front hairline all the way to the nape, and everything fits all the way through. You'll be combing the hair from the side down and away from the face. So you're going to be combing it away from your center rectangle section. You want to comb it away from the face because you're going to be using your front part line as a guide for one of your partings. So this row of 4 lines is going to line up with my front hairline. I'm going to make a new parting at the back with the other 4 lines of dots. So I'm going to follow this front of the perm rod and follow to back and then over and down, similarly to the roller set. So if you've created a perfect rectangle in your center section, the sides are easy as pie. So you'll line up the front 4 lines, you'll find the back 4 lines and go underneath with your styling comb, and then you're going to go back because you're following the front line and down to the ear. So this line is slightly curved. This parting is slightly curved. I'm going to comb all that hair forward and away from the back section right here, back side section. So I'm going to take that section and I'm going to twist it all together. And I'm going to make sure I can measure the top fits. I could probably fit a long one there. I might move into my short perm rod in that section and going down to the bottom because it fits better than this one. This one will be sticking out too far, either back or forward when you apply it onto the hair. So I'm just going to lightly clip this one because we need to measure the back side section in order for the front side section to work. So I'm going to rotate to the back. Now I'm going to pinch all of this together, and we need to see if this measures properly with your perm rod. At the top corner section here, this is kind of awkward right here for you to fit a long perm rod right here. It's too awkward. I'd like you to use a short perm rod right here so that your sections can be parallel to the floor at the top here. So you'll go measure here with your short perm rod, then you'll measure right below with your long perm rod. And these are going to be sitting parallel next to each other, pretty much exactly like this. So you need to make sure that this long perm rod is actually going to fit through the remainder of this subsection in the side back. So all you're going to do is pinch that hair together. It's nicely saturated, so I don't have to respray it with water. And I'm going to measure if that fits. This is actually kind of wide. So what you can do is either add hair to the rectangle or add hair to the side, whatever makes the most sense. So in this side section, I could probably add a little bit more and expand that. So I'm going to curve it out a little bit further on the side front section. That's why I didn't clip this one away completely just yet. Usually you're adding to the side, not the rectangle in the center. So now I have added to the side. I'm going to clip that away, and then I will just double check that everything is going to fit properly on the side front section and the side back section. So I measure all the way through here, making sure everything will fit with the long perm rod. I'm going to be using my short perm rod in the top corner, and then I'll switch to my long perm rod as it gets wider through the head. Probably about till right here, you'll be using your long perm rod, and then you can swap to your short perm rod after that and finish out the section with your short perm rod. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to comb all of the hair away from the face, use my long perm rod, line up one row, one side with all 4 of the dots on the perm rod. Then I'm going to go to the other side of the perm rod and find the 4 lines on that side. I'm going to follow the front hairline here, go back and just behind the ear. Pick up that section, separate, and then I'm going to clean up my parting. Comb that hair out of the way, but we're not going to clip it away entirely just yet. I'll just secure the hair. I can measure at the top, measure in the center, and then at the bottom. So we could probably add a little bit of hair onto the front side section from the back side if necessary. So at the side top, I'm going to measure the short perm rod, long perm rod all the way down till we get to about the widest point of the head below the crest area, and then we will switch to these short perm rods, finishing out that section. The next step for you to do, if everything fits nicely, you're happy with both side sections, you're going to clip everything out of the way, and then you're going to make sure that all of your panels are nice and clean and even. So if you don't have even subsections, you're going to need to adjust your sectioning. One of the marking criteria for this assessment is that your panels are even on both sides. So one way that I can check that is I'm going to look at the top of the head of the mannequin. Once everything is nicely clipped away, I'm going to take a look. So now everything is nicely clipped away, and I'm just going to take a quick look at the top of my mannequin head. I'm going to make sure that the top side section in the parting separating the two side sections is going to be even with the other side. That's how I'm going to identify that the top side sections are actually even for you to make sure that they're equal. Here are some examples of what I'd like the photos to look like when you send them to me today.